Hi, everybody. We're live.
Well, as
We're
opposed
here.
to dead. Hi.
Look what I got. I got a wand. It's a Gemini wand. I buy some of the dumbest shit, I swear. I bought it for myself.
Smack people with it. That's what I would do.
It's got a pretty good heft to it. It's made out of metal. And I mean, you could do some damage. Whack somebody in the head with this doggone thing.
Right.
What did you say?
I said you're right.
Oh.
So hi
Sorry.
everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hello, hello, hello. I guess I should go over here and see if we have questions. I'm really out of it tonight. Y'all bear
Well,
with me.
that makes the both of us, so this will be a very fun show. Just
This
don't
is
light
gonna
the
be
bed on fire,
this
okay?
is gonna be fun. And yes, you can find Arthur's channel in the description box with all the links. You can find all my links in the description box. Please be sure you like and share and subscribe to both of our channels, as this helps boost the algorithm and gets our stuff pushed out there so more people can see us be silly online and and think I could do that. And then they try it and go, damn, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I've heard that more than anything. So and yes, we're simulcasting. So I'm hosting and Arthur is simulcasting. So
You're
you
the
can
hostess with the mostest, Sherry.
on either channel. And look at that, we got 53 in the room already. Wow, that's cool. And most of them are probably on your channel. That's okay too.
Well, if you are on my channel, make sure to stop by Sherry's and give her a thumbs up and subscribe.
Thank you very much. I would appreciate it. I'm just a little over 300 subscribers away from hitting 2,000.
Good for you.
I try not to look at the numbers, but one of my student workers is gung ho to come in and tell me every week, Miss Sherry, you're at number da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. I was trying not to look at that, but I'm glad you noticed. So she gets a big kick out of it. She's every Friday. Well, she's gone now for school break, but normally on Fridays before she'd leave for the day, the first thing she'd ask is, "You got any shows this weekend?" You're like, "Yeah, I'm going to be on this weekend." So, okay, I'll see you then.
Well, I owe everybody a big apology because I was supposed to do a show on Monday and I got a migraine. And everybody sent me their migraine comments. Thank you for those
Yep.
little remedies. I still find peppermint patties to help, but I didn't have any. And then yesterday I was going to do the show, and then I was just out of it. And then I did the show last night with Mel, and then today I was just out of it. Sorry, people.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I was going to say, oh, I'll do the show on Thursday, and then it's like, well, I'm in the studio tomorrow. I guess you're going to get it on Friday. So I'm a liar. When I say I'm going to put something up, just give me about 4 days after it.
Yeah. Well, I spent the day fixing a mistake my boss made that's cost him money, and he's like, "And you fix it?"
And then he blames you for it, right?
No, actually, I'm lucky in that respect. This boss does not blame me for his screw ups. He just comes to me and says, "Can you fix this?" I'm like, "I'll do the best I can." So,
Got some Elmer's glue.
and that's it. Oh, look, we got a birthday. Reversed images. Happy birthday to reversed images. Awesome. Happy birthday to anybody else that's got a birthday that's coming up. So, my mother's birthday would have been on the 17th. So that's
My mother's was on Thanksgiving. She would have been 95.
My mom would have been God, I got to do math. 52, 60, 70, 80, 92, 1, 2. Well, she would have been 80 this year.
Wow.
81. She would have been 81 this year. She was born in 42. I think I did the math right. Like, no, man, don't make me have to.
Don't do math, please.
Don't do math, not in my brain. So, and see, Arthur made it easy. He put his link in. You can click it from the chat.
We try.
Oh boy, let's see. And we got for everybody that came to Mel's party that we did last week. Thank you. Or was it Sunday we did it? I
We
don't
did on
remember
Sunday.
now what night. It was on Sunday. It was a lot of fun. And we brought him to tears a couple of times. He was just so touched. And that's why I like to do parties for people.
Yeah.
Is because I can go in. Number one, it gives me the thrill of I'm in charge. I get to control all the buttons. But mostly it's so the person who's celebrating can just concentrate on who their guests are, what the chat's saying.
Right.
They can just enjoy the show and they don't have to worry with all the other crap. I'm there to take care of it. And I just get a kick out of that, make you feel special on your day. So,
well, I told Mel that I went out and bought a Hawaiian shirt for the show.
I saw that.
Then sometimes the time zones just get me nuts. I read it and I read it wrong.
Yeah.
I get, oh, it's 4:30. And it's like, yeah, 4:30 Eastern time, not Pacific time.
Yes.
So by the time I was like all dressed up with nowhere to go.
Oh my goodness. And see, and I did that in the beginning. I would put in just the time, forgetting that not everybody's on the same time zone as me. And then they'd be like, okay, well, 3:30 when? And I'll be like, in the afternoon, not in the morning. And they're like, no, Sherry, what time zone? And so I've gotten pretty adept now, and I just put all 4 time zones. And if you're out of the country, you are shit out of luck. You got to figure it out on your own. I'm not going to do it.
Look it up on your Apple phone.
I did a collab with Jackie's Crystal Moon, and she's in Ireland. And so it was me and then Helen, Irish Granny Tarot, who's Pacific time zone, and then Jackie, who's in Ireland. And so it was like trying to find the best time to work for all 3 of us. That was a headache, but it was fun. We had a good time with it, but still, it was a headache trying to figure that out. I found an app online that I could download. I got it on my computer now, and it does automatic conversions.
Yeah. When I was studying Mandarin, the teacher was in China, Shaoxing, and trying to figure out the time zones. It was either he was going to bed and I was getting up, or I was getting up, he was going to bed. It was really fun. Now he lives in Montreal. He's in Calgary, Canada, so it's a lot easier.
Yeah,
like 1 hour difference.
A lot better.
So yeah,
there's
so the next language I want to conquer is Korean, I think.
I do good with English.
I can barely do English, but a little bit of Polish, a little bit of French.
I used to know Cajun French because I grew up around it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my relatives, it was their first language. English was their second language. And so I understood a lot of it, and I could repeat most of the dirty words because my cousins made sure I learned those. I was the only girl cousin on that side of the family that was all boys that I had to deal with.
My dad grew up in a little town, which is they were all French Canadian. Even the nuns in Catholic school they all spoke French Canadian. And it was until he was later they learned English, but it was interesting because French Canadian is not the same as the French they teach you in school. So,
right, yeah.
My teacher thought I was like making fun of her. I'm like, no, this is how my grandparents talk.
Yeah, it's well here they tried, and this was back when my mother was a child, so we're talking in the 40s, 50s. They worked very hard to try to kill off the Cajun language because they wanted you speak English. You're in America, you speak English. It's like, That's the dumbest damn excuse I've ever heard. But they couldn't because so much of the Cajun and Zydeco music is sung in Cajun French.
Exactly.
And you have to sing it in Cajun French or the song doesn't make any sense. Because when
Right.
you translate it, you're like, that's the dumbest ass song I've ever written. And so they couldn't kill it off. And then finally somebody had the bright idea of, actually, this is not a good thing to do. We need to let people speak the language they know.
Let it
And
be.
so now they have French immersion classes and stuff down here. But I was away from it for so long that I forgot most of it. I keep saying I'm going to take a class to relearn the basic Cajun language. It's like a few words stick with me, but most of it's gone. But
well, my mother's side, my grandparents were from Poland. And so my mother and grandmother used to speak Polish all the time. They wouldn't teach the kids because they didn't want us knowing what they were saying about us.
right.
So when I was in college, I needed some credits and an art selective or something, or language. So I found a language, independent study Russian. And the teacher also taught Polish. So she taught me some Polish. And so one day I'm sitting there with my mother, my grandmother, they're talking in Polish, and I just chimed in. And they didn't think, then they went, wait a minute, you're speaking Polish. I forget most of it now.
You're
But,
not supposed to know that.
Mhm. Yeah. So should we go see what questions we have tonight?
We have a few that I've got up here. Let's see. Well, reversed images, as I said. Tomorrow's her birthday. Since it's a rose, I'm assuming it's a her, but I could be wrong. It could be
Well,
a he.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday. My gift to you is I will not sing.
Oh,
And if
that's
you had
my
ever
joke.
heard me sing, you would be thankful for that.
But what I say is politically incorrect now, so I can't say it.
I used to be able to sing, and then they did a cervical fusion and fused 4 vertebrae in my neck and put in a steel rod and screws, and they go straight across the front of your throat. They cut through everything to get to your spine because it's safer to go through the front than through the back.
Mm-hmm.
And it damaged my vocal cords, which is why I sound like I talk in a gravel pit most of the time.
Oh, I thought you were just trying to imitate Brenda Vaccaro.
Yeah, no, it's but I could give her a run for her money. I'm telling you. Most people are like, "Who the hell is that?"
For the
She was an
birthday
actor.
gal, I was going to say that this coming year is going to be very interesting. This birthday year,
Yeah,
it's like getting rid of a lot of the stuff from the past and moving forward. Literally, the words I'm getting are divorcing from your past and moving forward, and starting to take care of you again, and not. And as I tell everybody, Mother Mary wants her job back.
yeah.
You know, you don't have to do it all the time.
That's it.
And this whole last 8 years has been about life lessons, and you finally learned them. So now just keep on living.
That's it.
You haven't been living. So now it's
That's
time to
it.
live and tell
Well,
everyone to go F off.
I know 2024 is an 8 numerology. It's an 8 year because 2024 adds up to 8. My life path number is an 8. So, and then I had a natal chart done and read on me, as well as another regressed reading a couple of years back done, and they all kept pointing to 2024. That's when you're going to go forward and do things. And so I'm like, okay.
Well,
so I got some new ideas and some things I want to do and things I'm working on, and Arthur's aware of some of them, and we'll see what happens.
yeah. But I was just doing like I said, for her birthday, it's time to let go of the past and move forward. Literally, the divorce comes up. And also, I don't know, there's something about your house of wanting to do something. I don't see you moving, but I just feel you doing something, changing things around to your liking as opposed to everybody else's. So that's what I
That's
got.
important. That's your space. That's your home.
Surround yourself with the
should be
things you love.
comfortable for you. And if other people don't like it, then they don't have to come over.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
That's something I'm gonna be doing in the next 2 weeks is major renovation in my little space here. As most people know, My bedroom is half of the living room. We just put curtains up to separate me off. So when the curtains close, the boys know mom or sis is online, leave her alone. So that kind of works out. But I've got to do some rearranging and shuffling so that some of the new stuff I want to implement coming in, I can be
Make
more
room for it.
efficient. Yeah, be more efficient with it. So
So, sweetie, darling Lulu, I love that name. I love
isn't
your
that
name.
a great name? She's something else.
Worried about SCOTUS ruling on abortion morning after pill. Are they also going to rule against women again? What I was feeling here is I don't think they will. I don't feel they're going to outlaw it.
The biggest thing I've been getting on this topic, whenever I think about it, is it's like Roberts, Chief Justice, realizes that they've kind of overstepped their bounds, excuse me. They've kind of they push too far too fast instead of just slipping it in like they've been doing for so long.
Well, but yeah, but then you had 3 judges say they were not going to vote against Roe v. Wade, and they did.
And then they did.
I can understand where this gets a little dicey, but I'm feeling, and also don't forget, Josh Hawley's wife is involved with this too.
That's it. And same with John Roberts' wife. Evidently, she's got a lot of fingers and money pies behind the scenes.
I'm talking about she's the lawyer that was going to the judge in Texas originally.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm seeing here is they may put like a health warning on it, like, you know, with cigarettes or something like that, and make it maybe difficult. It's not like but you know, like you can get candy for your Pez dispenser, but it may make it harder to get, but it'll still be available.
Yeah. Until they start, I mean, part of me is like, all right, y'all are really pushing it. You'll never get elected again anywhere if you keep trying to take all the rights away from women. Because I'm sorry, we weren't given these rights with the Constitution like the white male was given rights. We had to fight for them. Our ancestors had to go to jail for them and get beat for them and all kinds of this stuff.
Sometimes I wonder if insurance companies would not pay for Viagra or Cialis. You know, I'm sorry, you have to pay for that out of your pocket.
Yeah, it's like,
or outlaw that stuff. Men are going to like. I forget who said it, but if men had babies, the world would be different.
There would be a clinic on every corner.
Yeah.
Birth control would be free.
But sweetie darling Lulu, I understand the concern.
Yeah.
And it is there. But also, if something were to come down that was negative, I'm just saying devil's advocate here. When we get to 2025, it would be reversed.
Yeah. I see a lot of stuff get reversed in 2025. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing I'm feeling is that Roberts, and that's the strongest hit that I've gotten, is that Roberts has realized they've overstepped. And they've pushed too far, too fast. And now people are pissed, and they're pissed off at them. Whereas before, they would stay pissed off at the politicians, not at the court.
Yeah, well, the whole court system, everybody just said that, you know, it was a political move. It had nothing to do with the law.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway.
So I think they're going to try to make an issue out of it.
Well, especially on the heels of Texas.
Yeah.
With Ms. Cox and everything she had to go through.
Exactly.
And, you know, so it's
now there's a lady in Florida that literally went to the ER, she and her husband, as they were sitting at a restaurant, and she's like only 15, 16 weeks. and suddenly her water burst and she started getting severe cramping. They went straight to the ER, and the doctor said the best course of action would be an abortion, but because it was Florida, no go. They had to give her a few Tylenol and send her home. And she's like, if I die, I'm suing all of you. Like, yeah. I think if we start holding up the politicians, let the first couple of women die who don't get an abortion, because carrying that dead fetus in their body can cause sepsis, and it's very dangerous. You let a couple of women die and have their families start naming politicians as being the ones guilty of premeditated murder. You might get some.
I'm just
change.
waiting for Ken Paxton to put an arrest warrant out for Miss Cox and her family in Texas.
Yeah. He's already stated that that they were gonna arrest her and anybody that helped her.
Well,
It's
but
like-
the thing is, it's all going to blow up in their faces, and that'll turn Texas purple.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, let's go to the next one. We've got a question on Judge Chutkin.
Right. Judge Cutchin stayed the whole course today since 45 filed appeal. Guesstimate on when it will go forward again. Well, they gave Trump's people until the 20th of December to put in their, 2 cents. I do not see the March 4th date changing.
No, and she hasn't.
But she stated, though. I mean, everything's on hold right now.
She stated, but she hasn't taken it off the calendar.
No, nothing's taken off the calendar. It's just a pause.
Yeah.
And I almost said pregnant pause, sorry. It's just a pause. And I do feel that the Supreme Court's going to move fast on this. They're going to move fast.
I get a demon and I get the mirror.
Looking at themselves.
Yep. That's it. Looking
what is that deck?
The deck of character.
Deck of character?
This is it right here. Okay. It's a great deck. I love using it for political stuff.
I think Val was using it the other night on one of the shows.
this is the whole. They're not real big, but they're real thick. There's a bunch of cards in there, and they're broke up with like different tools, like the mirror, or dropping them everywhere. Or you have cards that are places. What is that? Which is a gold mine for a place, and then they have. Well, naturally, there we go. Then they have character.
Okay.
Which, like this one, is a wizard that I pulled. So
that's Judge Tuckin.
Yep, there you go. So
or Jack Smith.
You get
Mr. Grinch.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. I
do feel this is going to go forward. I do feel the Supreme Court is not going to wait long, and I do feel they'll say that he has no immunity.
Yeah.
Because what he was doing was not presidential business; it was a campaign.
Exactly.
So, he wasn't doing his duties.
Like I said, I really am strongly feeling like Roberts is just reevaluating everything.
Oh, okay. On the other case. Yeah.
As far as that goes. As far as what the Supreme Court is going to do. I think he's just
right.
I think he's reevaluating anything and everything that's going to come up to them, because he's basically has kind of self-sabotaged his own legacy of being Chief Justice on that court.
Well, he can thank Mitch McConnell for that one.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Um,
I don't see, and I still see that Trump is. I don't see him crossing the finish line. That's all I'm going to say.
yeah, I'm going through and making sure I haven't missed any new Mr. Grinch. Yeah. Don't pick on the Grinch. I like the Grinch. It's my favorite.
That they were calling Jack
Yeah,
Smith.
they were calling them Grinch. Okay. Let's see. What have we got? Rossi. A message from my guides on my spiritual growth and challenges. Okay. Been having a good time with this deck tonight. Let's do
What I'm
this.
getting is what I'm hearing is stop trying so hard. You know, you're for the trees. You know, it's you've got gifts. It's just that you're trying too hard, and you just have to let it happen in the time frame it's supposed to. You can't force it.
Percolate.
But there's ways of working it. There's a book I always recommend called Your Psychic by Pete Sanders, who was a scientist at MIT and worked with psychics and came up with exercises on figuring out your psychic senses. Then once you know what your psychic senses are, then you can figure out then there's exercises on how to improve them, how to turn them on, and how to turn them off, which is very important. So I'll put that in my about page, the name of that book. Your Psychic by Pete Sanders.
Well, I pulled a card for you. It says balance. Steady as she goes. So I give kudos to anybody that can stand up on a skateboard and keep their balance. I never could, but I think it's balancing your life, balancing what your growth, taking time out to listen to when they speak to you. A plug for Arthur here. I was actually listening to one of his guided meditations last weekend. It was early morning. I'd gotten up early, took my coffee, went outside, my cigarette, put in my earbuds and said, okay, I'm going to kick back and just listen. And I went down so deep that my son came out on the patio and spent 5 minutes talking to me with no response. I didn't move. I didn't flinch, nothing. So much so that it freaked him out.
Well,
and
he
literally
talk,
grabbed me.
that's scary.
Like, Mom, are you okay? He thought I'd had a stroke or something. I had just gone that deep. And that was like a first for me. I normally don't go down that deep.
Do you know which one it was?
Early in the morning. Oh, I don't even remember now which one it was I was listening to. I just had it. I think it was the newer one you did on
Intuition.
Intuition, yes.
Yes.
And I've listened to it a couple of times now, and so because it seems to kind of help me open up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I was listening to it, and it just went, boy, it just sucked me right down, and he freaked him out.
Well, you may be thinking yourself down, but your spirit's listening to everything. It's tapping into your higher self upstairs. So
yeah, and but it was like I went down the hole with it, and it just freaked him out. He was like, "Oh my God, you scared me half to death. I didn't know what had happened." I was like, I was just meditating. He's just not used to me going that deep, and but
well, that's what they're there for.
That's it. And they work really well. On Big Plug. Check them out. I've listened to a couple of his.
They're up on I have a playlist of the guided meditations.
Yeah.
So the one hopefully I'll get up on Friday is a remastered remix version of Winter Solstice. Because we use the energy of the winter solstice to manifest what's coming in for the next year.
Yeah. Awesome. I hope you get that one out then.
Well,
on
I've
time.
remixed it, remastered. It sounds a lot better than the first one.
And that's always nice. But you just have that kind of voice that's
In the
very
studio, I do, not here.
soothing. No, even here when you talk, you still have a very soothing voice. I mean, some people's voices are not soothing like mine, but you have a very soothing voice. It's easy to listen
Well,
to
the other
someone
thing
who's
Rossi was picking up is that don't be scared when you start. People think that when you, I teach people to say I'm medium rare, but when the other side is talking, it's like you're talking to yourself. You're not hearing the voice that they had here on when they were living.
yeah,
But if you listen to that voice, there's a language that is theirs. They're not using sometimes your words, and it's not the way you would say something, so you know it's not you. And then don't get scared.
yeah.
And just once you have faith in it and believe it, then it gets easier.
It does. It's and have been the first one to say I'm lousy at meditating because I can't get my brain to shut up. And there's been a couple of people whose meditations I can listen to that kind of just put me right into that headspace.
Mm-hmm.
But not very many. Most of them, it's just it becomes annoying. I don't know
Well, I tell people I don't
their voice
meditate, I
or what,
medicate. It's faster.
but okay. Untamed Spirit has a question. Will the Supreme Court vote in favor of Jack Smith?
Yes.
Yeah, like I said,
Yes, it will.
they're worried about their.
It might be 5-4, but it gets passed.
And that's it. Like I said, that's what I keep picking up is that Roberts is concerned about his legacy and where the court's going, and he's doing some furious backpedaling. And it doesn't hurt the fact that suddenly his wife has come to the attention of a lot of these people who were investigating a lot of this stuff.
That she works
To
a lot.
find her fingers in a lot of.
Yeah, but not like Ginny Thomas, though.
No, not to that level.
No, not at
She
all.
seems to have a little more class, I think, than Jimmy Thomas, which isn't saying much. So, all right. Paxton fraud trial starts in April. Oh, Paxton from Texas. It took a minute.
The man that went against Miss Cox. I don't feel he's going to get away with it this time around.
Yeah.
Trump had his fingers on it too much before. And Trump's going to be in trouble. And he won't have as much say. And I feel that Paxton, he's going to look cute in a jumpsuit. This time around, he's not going to get away with it. It's all going to catch up to him. That's what the guys are saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that it's like they've been skirting around and skating over the top of actually paying for what they've done or what they've helped implement for far too long. And it just feels like, that lovely thing called karma comes knocking at your door and says, it's your turn. It really feels like there's going to be some hell to pay.
I think
they're
the
not
word comeuppance.
They're not going to get away from it.
Mm-mm.
Okay, got another personal question here.
Where is voice of husbands and fathers?
Oh,
I'm sure there are many men who would rather have their wives to receive the treatment than be left to raise small children on their own. Thing is, there are men protesting with everything. It's just that the old white men, the crusty old men, are trying to make life hell for everybody else.
Yeah. I think it's we're getting ready to rock out on all of this. I think that's just kind of what I'm hearing. It's coming around. It's coming due of like I said, there are far too many women and the men who support them who are tired of this nonsense. Who are like, and like I said, you let a couple of women start dropping dead because of having to carry dead fetuses in their body and literally poison themselves. And you're going to really start seeing some head rolls because you're going to have families that are really, really
The
upset.
thing is, I think there have been men that want to talk about it, but the news media is all on, they go through the women voices. But if you look at the protests, it's men as well. Their daughters, their girlfriends, their wives. This time it's different. It's not a back alley type of thing. With the coat hanger. It's a different. I hope nobody's having dinner at this. I'm sorry, but it's just a whole different.
Yeah. Well,
protest.
and it's not. People as a whole are more informed of what exactly the process is
Mm-hmm.
and what happens, and you're talking about something that's the size of a speck of dust that you couldn't see unless you had it under a microscope anyway. It's
Right.
like I heard somebody say
Yeah.
once, hold up a 1-month fetus and a 2-year-old child over a cliff and then ask them, okay, which one are you willing to let go? One of them's got to go. Which one are you going to drop? So, which is kind of really in your face about it, but
this is becoming very morbid. Sorry, people.
It is. I'm sorry. We seem to be, that's where everybody wants to go tonight. Oh, here we go. Lighthouse Seekers 76. Will I get approved for SS survivor benefits?
Yes.
Next year.
No later than July. I feel it's earlier than that. No later than July. There may have to be more paperwork filled out, but you're going to get it.
I'm hearing yes. I can't tell you when. I don't get dates, but I'm hearing yes. So yeah, good deal. I know what a pain it is to try to get that kind of stuff dealt with.
It'll happen.
Sure. Okay, let's see.
Securities fraud.
Oh, they're talking about Paxton still.
Yeah.
Okay. I like what Rose says. Karma bills are finally coming due.
Yeah. I like to see it in this lifetime sometimes. I know it's an evil thing to say, but
Yep. All right, y'all. Y'all got any more questions? No, I was damn, it's gonna go right out my brain now. I was just reading something earlier. With the new Speaker of the House.
Mike Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
MAGA Mike?
He's from my area.
Did you hear that his stepmother saying what a Looney Tune he is? His stepmom did an interview and saying he's nuts.
Yeah, well, he thinks he's Jesus come back to walk
Moses.
the earth.
Moses.
And yeah, he's Moses Mike. Yeah, that's what a lot of them are calling him now.
No, he said no. He equated himself to Moses.
Yeah,
And
he
don't
says
forget, this is the man that said that dinosaurs were on the ark.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they would be the same ones that if you were to put up dinosaurs as lawn art during the holidays would have a conniption fit because that doesn't fit. Yes.
Maybe he liked watching the Flintstones when he was growing up. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. Piriformis sciatica. That is,
Yeah, it's a pain. I've had it.
yeah.
Um,
Tell me about it. Me too. Keep doing what the doctor's telling you to do. I mean, you might want to. I know I had a bad case of my sciatica being pinched because of the disc damage in my back several years back, and I wound up going to a chiropractor who, with a few cracks of the spine, and next thing I knew, I was able to move around a little bit better. Doesn't work for everybody, but try it if you.
well, I'm seeing. I feel there may be a specialist you're going to go to. No later than February, and they'll be able to help you with this.
Oh, there you go.
Entertainment purposes only. I'm not a doctor, so, but I do feel there is some relief in front of you, and maybe I'm also getting a therapist can help. So, I hope that resonates.
Okay, well, we've got a missing cat. Pepper.
I just keep going getting around the house. I'm not getting much from this. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm
Pepper surfaces within 2 days.
I'm feeling like it's a game.
Yeah.
A silly game, but like Pepper's playing a game, hide and go seek.
Do you have a crawl space in your house?
I'm in an apartment, so no.
No, I'm asking.
Oh.
Mama cat. There's a crawl space in her house. So I keep on hearing the word in the house, but I got something dark. So I don't know. But they're saying within 2 days. Pepper surfaces.
Okay. Let's see, what did I have next here? What is coming from Midas Touch Network?
Well, they're going to hit 2 million.
Yeah. I think that in moving on down the road, they're going to become one of the most trusted forms of getting your news. I mean, they have opinions. They're opinionated. They're not afraid to tell you.
But they're also lawyers.
And exactly. But
they're just not spokespeople, talking heads. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah. They do their homework. I know Ben Marcellus, the oldest brother, he's a lawyer, so he knows what the hell he's talking
Well, their
about.
mom was a lawyer too, you know.
And say again.
Their mother is a lawyer.
There you go. I didn't realize their mom was a lawyer too.
Mm-hmm.
But and then I'm not sure what the other two do. I think the youngest one just runs the online thing
Hi,
more or less.
minus 90.
And
And
but
and then Michael Popak, you know, he is a lawyer. I mean, you know, it's
you've got Glenn
and he's from
Kirshner, he's
FNO
another
and
lawyer,
just
you know.
all of them. But you're asking what's going to happen. The network is going to grow.
Yeah, it's going to keep growing. It's just, like I said, they're going to become more
they're
than
credible.
just on our side of the aisle of being who we go to for news, but it's going to get to the point where everybody, it's like if they want to know what's really happening, that's where they're going to go. They've done a really good job of building their network.
Well, it's because it's honest.
Yeah.
Honest, you know. And I stumbled on them one day. I mean, I and it was just like I was hooked. You know.
Oh, I remember way back when they first started. The
Yeah, we're
first couple
talking
of
about.
times I heard them do a little 5-minute bit. I think they were on the Stephanie Miller show, or it might have been Tom Hartman. I don't remember which one. And I just remember thinking, "Oh, damn, they're going to go somewhere with this. This is good." I mean, because they just had a way of they just put it right out there. They don't pull any punches. But yeah, they've got a lot more room to do a lot more growing.
But they're taking. It may seem like they're doing it fast, but actually they're taking their time with it.
Yeah.
You know, but because the thing is, it's consistency, and it's the consistency that proves the track record.
Well, I
And
remember when they first started, they were on a different kind of network where you had to pay in order to listen to their shows. And so most of their stuff I only heard in clips that they would post on YouTube that were free because I couldn't afford to pay the monthly fee for that service. And then all of a sudden it's like they dropped them and they moved over onto YouTube, and I guess they started up their own
and
network in a
Patreon,
way.
yeah.
And I mean, people support them; they send them money. That's how they do it. But they don't
I have a
make.
friend that keeps on saying, "Would you write them and see if they'll be on your show?" I'm like, you know, it's like, yeah, right. And also Brian Taylor Cohen, he's another one.
Yeah, that's another good one. I like him too. I like it because I am not a lawyer, and I don't understand lawyerese when they start talking. You know, my brother worked for an attorney for decades before he went back to teaching. And anytime anything comes up legal wise, the first thing I do is I bring it to him and say, okay, tell me what it says because I don't speak this language. It doesn't make sense to me. And so, you know, when you have somebody that can take the difficulties of trying to understand legal terminology and how it applies, if you find somebody that can break it down to you into layman's terms where standard person can understand it, yeah, you're going to go pretty far because for the first time, people are like, oh, I get it now. This is what they're doing. This is why they're doing it. This is what that means. And
well, they lay it out in layman's terms. I mean, they take the mystique out of it, you know, which is good.
That's it. Okay. All right. I got a question from a Debbie K. For girlfriend Nancy regain consciousness. Her MRI is
Wait.
goid. I don't know what that means, or if it's just a typo.
I'm not getting an answer for this one way or the other. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
I'm not getting anything here.
Yeah, I'm not either.
And
Talk to the
sometimes,
doctors. That's something that's a
and what
medical
I,
thing. So
and what I explain to clients sometimes is when they say, well, why won't you tell me? It's like, because they're not telling me. Because sometimes if we know too much information, we'll mess it up. Like, is he going to call me? Or am I going to talk to him? Yes, she'll talk to him. And then the girl will call the guy and then he'll break up with her. And I said, well, he had to call you. You didn't need, I told you not to call him, that kind of
yeah,
thing. So, but on this, I'm not hearing anything. So it doesn't mean yes or no. At times we're not meant to know. I hope that makes sense.
yeah. And sometimes the answer is no.
Well, I had a client that kept on saying, I pray to God every night. And he doesn't answer me. I'm like, yeah, the answer is no.
You're just not listening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mel. She is okay. She's where we all hope to be one day. She's okay. The hard part is us getting through it.
It
Be okay.
She doesn't want you to think your life is over and dead.
Yeah.
She wants you to live with the living. That's what she is. She's living. And I'm feeling that she's like in her 30s. I mean, very beautiful. Very beautiful. And she's not in the form she was. And she's happy. And she is around you. And financially, you are going to be okay. There have been some struggles since August, but things are going to start making sense to you as we get to February. You're going to be all right financially. Hope that helps.
It just takes time. You have to allow yourself to grieve. That's number one. The most important thing is allow yourself to grieve.
Mhm.
And you're going to go through stages of grief. I've been there, done that when my husband passed. It's been 22 years, and there are still days when a sound, a smell, a song, something will kind of catch me off guard. It's like getting sucker punched all over again. It brings me right back to that moment. And you accept it, you absorb it, and you just move on.
And just because you go through all the stages of grief doesn't mean when you get to the last one, it doesn't start all over
It's
again.
over. Right.
You can have all of them in one day, in 1 hour. But each time it happens, it gets easier. But she's around you. And there's a book I'm going to recommend to you called Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian Weiss. I'll also put that in my about page.
There you go.
It's one of the best books I've ever read about what happens when we cross over. It's all good.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll put
It
that in there
just,
too. It helped me when some friends passed away. And also, I do have a meditation for grief called Honoring Memories. And, it's about clients that had family members or friends pass, asked me if I could come up with a guided meditation for grief. So you may want to try listening to that. I hope that can help. Okay.
Yeah.
But she's around you and she's in a good place.
Yeah. Like I said, she's okay. We're the ones left behind that deal with the pain.
Mm-hmm.
The most difficult thing I dealt with after my husband passed was feeling guilty for feeling relief, because he was very sick for a very long time and I took care of him, and it was very difficult. And so there was that immediate sense of relief. I don't have to do this anymore. Followed by guilt for feeling relief. And I went in that vicious circle for several years before I got past it and just realized it's normal to feel relief. There's nothing wrong with that. Didn't mean I loved him any less. Didn't mean that I didn't care for him any less than how I would have normally. Just meant there was a part of me that was like, oh damn, I don't have to do that anymore. And that's normal. That's just a part of dealing with all of that.
I volunteered at a hospice many years ago, and it was like you'd see these people that were going like 60 miles an hour every day, making sure their loved one was taken care of. And then all of a sudden, it's like the brakes are put on when they pass, and it's like you're going through the windshield. So just give yourself time. You're gonna be okay.
Absolutely. Okay, we've got Mel Yaz. Will work going to be calm for me in 2024? I heard yes.
Yeah.
Right away.
Especially when we get to March, April. And stop worrying what people think about you. Just do don't get involved in other people's stuff. Just,
Yeah, let go of the petty stuff. It's not important.
You rise above it.
Concentrate on your job.
Well, it seems like there's you got the mean kids from high school
do.
around you, so you'll rise above it. You'll be all right.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Okay. Will my daughter meet her partner in 2024?
Do we have to put a time frame on it? Your daughter will meet a partner. I'm not sure if it's 2024, but I get within the next 2 years. They may meet this year, September, but I feel things start moving forward in 2025.
Yeah, because you have to think in terms of she may be ready and looking, but the partner may not be ready yet. They got to cook a little longer before they're ready for that kind of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to rush it, know.
Your daughter's not going to be the lady with the cats, dogs, and critters on some animal TV hoarder show. Okay? That's not her.
In other words, she won't be me. So, don't worry.
Oh, I was going to say dead gerbils on a newspaper, so that's another story.
Actually, I have more dogs than I do cats. I only have one cat. We have 2 dogs. We'd probably have more if we could get away with it.
But she will have a partner, and she will be happy.
Yeah.
And your daughter is like a late bloomer, so celebrate it. It'll happen when it happens, but it'll be the right person at the right time. Okay.
That's it. Okay, let's see. Earth Steward. I am looking for a new place to live. House, apartment. Any insight? Well, I would say, you don't have to be psychic to say this, is first make sure that you look in the area where you want to live. Do you have a set area of where you want to live, or any place will do? If you want to live in a certain area, a certain neighborhood, certain city or town, then you need to work on manifesting that. This is where I want to go. Don't just say generic and then you get upset because it's not where you want to be. You have to be specific about it. But you can manifest it. I manifested this place where we're at now. When we had to move several years back, this was the place that I wanted to move to, was this complex. And there were no openings here for months. and didn't look like there were going to be any more openings here for quite a while. There's not a big turnover in this complex. And then one day out of the blue, I got a message. Are you still interested in an apartment? I was like, sold. Don't go nowhere. Don't go no further. You got, how much money do I need to send you today to keep that? And it just went that fast, but it took several months to get there. Sometimes it can take longer.
I'm getting something about April for you that I'm not saying you're going to move in April, but you might. But I'm just getting, the guys are giving me April, that's when things will start. You're understanding where you're going, what's going on. Financially, will be fine. And it's not like you're running away from something. It's like the place will find you if you allow it to.
Yeah.
Is how I'm reading this. It'll be fine. You're going to be good. Because it's not just a place to live, it's going to be a home, which is important. Okay.
Yeah. We got a compliment. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
I'll take any compliments I can get after the day I had today.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Amanda, do you see me moving in 2024?
September-ish, you'll be settled. I don't know where you're moving to, but I'm getting September-ish. I'm getting near water. I don't know what that means, so I'm just going to throw it out.
Definitely getting a yes. Will Amanda move close to water? Oh, no, changed his mind. It's saying no. But that's close to water, not across the water. Okay, I read the question wrong. Will Amanda move west across the water? Oh, now I'm getting a yes again. Okay.
Well, let us know.
Okay. Valerie, is there a message from my mom, Dolores? She passed in 2018.
There's no reason to feel guilty. That's all I heard. Real fast. There's nothing to blame. No one to blame. It is what it is.
Just took the words out of my mouth with that one. It's not anyone's fault.
It's all part of the whole contract, so it is what it is.
She fulfilled her time.
Yeah. But yeah, all I got was there's no need to feel guilty. No need to blame. There's no blame here. She's in a great place. A great place.
Oh yeah.
She stops by. She takes, she does stop by. And there might be times where you feel like you see something out of the corner of your eye. And that's her. In a good way. Okay.
Okay. I have a Sammy Burhane. How long have we been? An hour. Is it possible to look into my housing issues?
What kind of issues?
Yeah.
Are we talking about maintenance? Are we talking about finance? Are we talking about?
I'm looking to see if maybe she was more specific further down. Sammy, if you're still here, let us know what kind of issues that you're asking about. It's a very wide range.
It's very generic.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't put
technically,
new water in my magic 8 ball, so I can't really read it. Sorry.
say that again.
I didn't put new water in my magic 8 ball, so it's hard to read.
Oh, okay. She's having water leaks. So I'm assuming from the way, and correct me if I'm wrong, that this is a rental. It's not your house, it's a rental, and you're having water issues, water leaks. Do I have that correct? I mean,
I don't know. The first thing I got was something about a contractor has to come in and do some work.
there you go.
If you do not own the place, that you may have to seek a tenant lawyer.
Yeah.
Or advisor. But we'll get fixed. Maybe not as fast
And
as
if
you
you're
want.
the homeowner, then you want to make damn sure that you
Well, that's
find
where the
someone
contractor name.
who,
That's where a contractor comes in.
yeah, make sure you get someone reputable.
Yeah, so that's what I'm
let's
getting. You'll be all right.
Yep.
I don't see you wearing flood boots.
Say again?
I don't see her wearing flood boots.
Okay. No hip waders for you, so you should be okay.
Yeah.
All right, we've been at this almost an hour and 10 minutes. How are you doing? You got time for one or two more? Are you
I'm
ready
fried.
to wrap it up? You fading fast on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am too. It's been a long day.
Well, you just had a show before this.
Yeah, I just did a show and then after working 10 hours. So
God bless
I
you.
got up at 5 and worked all day and then came home and did a show and then had a potty break and and jumped on here with you. So
there we go.
Y'all, we're gonna call it a night because I know Arthur's been fighting migraines and not feeling well all week. I am exhausted. I promise we'll get back together again soon and you'll see our smiling faces.
And also thank you for stopping by, for the likes, the
Absolutely.
shares, the comments. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for allowing us to read for you. You know, and the next time we get ready to go on together, or if we're doing it something separate with somebody else, because we do get around.
Well, I heard about you.
I have this horrible reputation as a party girl, so you know.
She's been around the block, is what I heard.
You gotta watch out for us Cajuns. You never know what you're gonna get. Oh my goodness. But you know, if you see something coming up and you know we're gonna be on a show, whether if it's on our own channel or somebody else's channel, together or separate, whatever, you can always go into whenever somebody posts something about we're gonna be up, you know, Wednesday night at 7:00. Go in and leave a comment.
Go to the community pages. Yeah, it's on our community pages.
Yeah, just check our community pages. We put everything up there. So thank y'all for coming.
Except I'm a liar, pants on fire because I didn't get my show up on Wednesday. So hopefully Friday.
Oh.
Then But every time I go to do it, I look at the news like, oh my God, there's more crap going down, you know?
I got my new blinds in today. My new window blinds.
Oh, good. I just hope Pepper comes home in 2 days and everything's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
And allow yourself to grieve. That's the best thing.
And I'll put the name of those books up on my about page.
And after he puts them up on his channel, I'll check them out. I'll put them on mine. And that way you have 2 places you can go and find it. And,
okay.
Please make sure you go over and subscribe to both of our channels, like, share, go in after the show and leave a comment in the comment section. That also boosts the algorithm. It helps push our channels out there. You got to do all the YouTubey things, as several of us like to say.
I only have so many fake accounts, so I need other people to do this.
Yeah, so
Sherry, thank you so much for asking me tonight.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I enjoy having you on. I enjoy reading with you. It's like it tends to open up a little better when I'm with somebody that's a little stronger psychically than me, because I'm still learning. But that's okay.
I'm still learning. We're all still learning.
We're all still learning. So, and I'm not as intimidated anymore as I used to be. Before I would have been afraid to say anything. and now I figure, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. Yeah.
And now she doesn't stop. She found your inner voice.
Get to know me, I never shut up. So
I know that's why your kids probably thought you were dead out there when you weren't. They were talking to you, and you were silent.
Yeah, that's why I freaked them out so much.
All right.
All right, y'all. Have a great evening.
Thanks for
Happy holidays if I don't see you before. And
yeah, me too. It's all real
now.
All right. Bye.
Bye, y'all.